Well, at last we have some movement on the platinum strike front, and it's come from all places from the Labour Court, where Judge Hilary Rabkin-Naicker was asked to judge a case which was being brought by the union UMCU against Lonman, the employer. She knew that whichever way she went with the decision, it wouldn't actually add anything to solving the strike. It might in fact exacerbate things, because if it went to the union would say we're justified, the employer's been out of order, and vice versa. So what did she do? She said, look, this is ridiculous. You're here, the case would take 3 days, I'm not going to try it. Instead, I'm prepared to mediate. And she stepped off the bench and said, right, you're both here, do you accept mediation? And they both did. What an example to presidents, ministers, politicians. This is what should have been done. It's a national crisis. And it's the sort of thing that, well, it's hats off, in my case metaphorically, to Judge Hilary. At a time when we have so much ad hocism, so much denialism. Look at the education front, where Basic Education Minister, I suppose she still will be the new Basic Education Minister, Angie Motshekga, keeps assuring us how wonderfully well our education system's doing when we know it's in crisis. The South African Democratic Teachers Union, the biggest union, continues to insist the same sort of thing, despite the fact that we have this report last week of sexual violence in our schools, which showed just how multifaceted and problematic this is. And then we have the ad hocism of the Labour Minister deciding, after riots in the Boerland and around the Winelands, to up her original 69 Rand a day basic wage to 105 Rand, and the problems persist, and they wonder why. Well, you know, it's a bit like putting one wheel on a four-wheel wagon and then wondering why it doesn't move. That's exactly what's happened. But this week, I spent time up in the Karoo, some 50 kilometers outside of Colesberg, where I discovered something which one commentator has referred to as an oasis of excellence. And it's right across the board. There's no ad hocism. This is a holistic approach in one of the poorer areas of this country, and it's for farm workers' children. It doesn't deal from cradle to grave in handouts, nothing like that. It actually assists in the sustainable development of farm worker children, virtually from conception, with training for mothers, etc., all the way through to schooling, secondary schooling, training, etc. And we now have farm worker children from the Hantam who are teachers, there's a social worker, welders, there are professionals, there are bank tellers coming from one of the poorer areas in the middle of the Karoo. That's what I've concentrated on for my Inside Labour column, which you can read in Fin 24 tomorrow, and on Sunday in print in the City Press business section. Well, I'd like to hear from you, what your comments are. Please read this. Let us know what you think. We'd look forward to that. Well, that's it from me. Cheers.